Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I'm working in my big old catch-all planner that is for real, a catch-all planner. It has all the things in it. Today I'm going to be creating a sheet with my word of the year using some printables that I am creating for my Patreon members. So if you want to hear about my word of the year and see how I'm going to put it into my planner, stay tuned. All right, so I always like to have a page in my planner for each year that has my word of the year. The word of the year is just a word that I focus on throughout the year. And this month, as a bonus for all of my patrons at all tiers, I am creating word of the year printables. So they have been telling me their words. Anyone that signs up for Patreon by January the 15th will be receiving a printable. You'll just tell me your word and I will put it in the sheet, and you'll have this gorgeous printable, which I have printed out on some sticker paper and run through my Cricut. And then I have these fun journaling spots that are included as well over on Patreon. So it's not too late to sign up for that. Head over to the link in the description box. But I want to use these to set up a page that kind of writes out my word of the year, which happens to be intentional, and then put some notes about what that word means and what I want to do with that word during this year. So I will link the things that I use. I planned on using this book from Kellofaplan, Planning a Life I Love, which I thought was a gorgeous book and I love it. So we're going to use that. And then of course these printables that are available over on Patreon. All right, let's go. All right, so as we get started, I'm going to flip through and kind of figure out which color scheme I want to use. I am all about the bright and colorful. I have seen a lot of people put together their word of the year pages, and I love them all, and everyone kind of goes with their personality. Some are very professional, some are very minimal. I'm going to do all of the color all over the place, unapologetically, because that's just who I am. So we're going to use all the stickers and all the washi and have fun with this page and really digging into the word intentional. I have really been enjoying the look of a washi tape border around a page. I think it's just a fun way to set off some of these pages that are a little bit less functional and a little bit more just for inspiration in your planner. So I'm just using the star washi that I had in my stash. I have no idea where this is from. If I were to guess, I'm guessing it's from like Hobby Lobby or something like that. But I had this in my stash and I'm just going to use it to border out the whole page. And then I'm going to put my word of the year all over this page. I created this printable so that there would be lots of different sizes and font types so that all my patrons could find some that worked for them. I think it's fun to have printables like this because you can print this at different sizes. This again is printed. It's a PDF that's 8.5 by 11, but you could print 2 to a page and get much smaller words. And I like putting my word in my planner throughout the year, just as a reminder, just as an opportunity to reflect on the word. So having this printable is going to be really handy to just stick in the back of my planner or my planner folio and be able to make sure I include it probably on my currently pages each month is what I'm thinking I'm going to do. All right, so I'm kind of planning out where my stickers are going to go. I have put down a sticker guide on top of my paper. That's why I'm not really worried about where they're going. You can see I can kind of figure out what can go there. And I realize I have kind of an opening at the in between my washi tape and the little craft cart. So we're going to find something that can go there. Intentional is my word of the year. It came to me pretty early. My first idea for the word of the year was going to be energy. And then when I dug into it a little bit more, I realized what I really wanted to focus on was where my energy was going. It wasn't that I wanted to come at 2023 with a ton of energy, which I do. I like coming at things with lots of energy. But I wanted to be more selective, or in this case, more intentional about where my energy goes. For me, that's going to mean drawing some boundaries between work and personal life. It's just really easy when you work from home to work all of the time. And so having some really specific boundaries on when I'm going to work and when I'm going to do things with my family, that's going to be pretty important to me. And then putting my energy into projects that I find exciting. I'm very much a routine person, and so I get into routines for filming videos or for doing certain workouts or, all kinds of things. And I just go through the motions of doing the routine. And it's not really something that is lighting me up inside anymore. And so I want to be more intentional about the projects I'm choosing and where I'm intending to put my energy, because I want to do things that light me up, that excite me, because I think that's what life is about. Life is really, really short. And so, take advantage of some of those things that excite you and be okay with the fact that that can change throughout your life, throughout a year. And so I just want to continue to look at the choices I'm making and make sure that they are feeding my intentions, that they are feeding me, feeding my soul, feeding my family, all of that business. That's what I want to focus on. So I'm going to use some different versions of my word intentional around my page. I'm going to use a place to define what I believe the word intentional means, or what I'm taking it to mean. I'm going to choose a place where I can write out the three specific parts of my life that I'm intending to be intentional about. Intending to be intentional? Sure, that makes sense. That works. And then I want to write out 2 statements of just how I intend to be intentional. So those are going to live in my planner. I'll be able to open, flip to them multiple times throughout the year, and then reflect back on them. So I feel pretty good. These pages come together really easy, especially when you already have these printables and these gorgeous stickers ready to go. I don't know if Heather Kell has these stickers anymore, but I will link her website down below. I do have an affiliate account with her, and she always has some gorgeous releases almost every week, I feel like. All right, so I'm writing out what I believe my definition of intentional is. And it is making the choices as to where my energy goes. So I want to be really specific about where I'm putting my energy, because you only have so much of it. And so I really want to put my energy into relationships, into finding a work-life balance, and into mental health and wellness. I write mental health here. I also feel like wellness, just things to take care of myself in a lot of ways that I let go, especially at the end of 2022. Then I'm going to write out 2 different statements. The first says, I will be intentional about setting boundaries between my work and personal life. Let me know if you work from home and if you have some of the same issues I do. And plus, the fact that my work corresponds to things that I love as far as my hobbies go, it's very easy to kind of blur those lines. So I want to set some very specific boundaries this year. And then I write, I will intentionally cultivate relationships and set aside time for activities to improve my wellness. Once that is done, then I'm just going to use my We Are Memory Keepers disc punch to repunch the holes that got covered up with the washi tape. I find when I'm punching through washi tape, it's not as good. It punches through all kinds of thick things, but the thinness of the washi tape, I do have to go back with scissors and clean it up just a bit. But that'll be it for this page. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I will link supplies down below. There's a link to my Patreon, always down below. This month we are focusing on organization, getting our creative spaces in order, and the bonus this month is a free printable with your word of the year on it. So I hope you will consider going to check out Patreon. We would love to have you over there. It's a great community, and I don't think you'll regret it. I'll also link Heather Kell's website, Kellofaplan, because she has some fabulous stickers you won't want to miss out on. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons. Thank you guys for your support, and I hope that all of you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.